to either answer your questions that you've submitted or to give you some one-on-one coaching live in front of everyone so you get a feel for how that goes. So get a little bit deeper into the questions you guys have. So I'm trying a new setup. So I have Instagram over here. I got Facebook and YouTube over here. So trying to see if this will work any better than it has before. So bear with me as I work on that. So housekeeping aside. So if you have a question on personal development or how to survive in a giant organization, a giant giant corporation, that's a live show, folks, and or anything else that I might be able to help you on psychology, high performance, starting a business, leaving corporate America, stuff like that, then you can always go to SeanButler.com/ask, and that will get you to the form where you can submit your question and either get coaching live at 10 o'clock on Fridays, or just submit your question and I can talk through it like I'm going to do today. I have 2 questions that we're going to go through. So with that said, first off, I know that anyone that's watching this is looking to improve their life in some manner, in some way, and I just want to honor that. I just want to say that I appreciate that you're spending time with me on that, and I take that responsibility very, very seriously, and I'm going to do a great job going through these questions that I think can apply to most of us, and I'll try to call that out as we go through on today's show. So are you guys ready? Let's go and do it. Okay, first question comes from Brendan, who says, how can I follow my dream when I have self-doubt and lack motivation? And looking over Brendan's submission too, he had mentioned that he had lost his job to COVID this year, and we've all lost quite a bit this year. We've lost the sense of stability. We've lost jobs. We might have lost family members or friends or people we care about, and on top of political turmoil, the sense that the world is safe, the sense that the world is okay. And we can't, I just want to point that out. I don't want to dwell on it. But, so we need to be thinking about that in that context. So, where does the self-doubt and lack of motivation come, right? Is it because you had a job, and a lot of times men define, and I think everyone does, I don't know why people just say men define themselves on what they do, but I think everyone has a thing that they define their life by, and if that's taken away, and our identity is tied up into that can be a very, very tough thing to overcome. And stuff that I actually talk about a lot in my one-on-one coaching is, what is your identity, right? Is it the person that puts in the hours and does work for somebody else? Is it the person that's taking care of your family? Is it, the husband, the father, the source of good in your community? It could be the guy that works out. There's so many different ways you can identify. And the thing for me, that really changed my life growing up as I was getting into personal development was realizing that having identities tied to what required other people to do stuff, right? So stuff that I couldn't control through my own actions was really a recipe for self-doubt and lack of motivation. Because if you don't feel like you can do things in the world to change your situation, you're not going to be really motivated to go after it. And if, the thing that you'd identify on is defined through other people doing things or recognizing things, that's when that self-doubt is, because you're always trying to check yourself in relation to other people. And that, you'd study any type of religion, like Buddhism or whatever, and, that comparison, that constant evaluating that relationship can be really harmful. So how do you break out of that, right? I think part of it is making sure you're clear on your identity, right? So we have an exercise in high performance that I love to share. I'll share with you guys right now, which is the 3 words. What 3 words define the best of you, how you show up, who you really are, your identity out in the world. Because when you define that for yourself and you put in the time to really focus on it, and you're able to not only define it for yourself, but to then practice that every day, that's where the magic happens, right? You have control of your identity and you can show up every day into that identity. It's very hard to doubt yourself if you define it and then you're able to go out and do it. And the days that you're not able to accomplish that identity on the world, that's when you kind of start to beat up on yourself. But it's because you know that there's a higher thing for you. There's something that you're working towards. And that leads me to the second point. We also need to have that vision for ourselves, that vision for our future that we can work towards, and we can see ourselves putting in effort now to realize that. So in the case of losing a job, right, in the COVID era, right, if you don't see yourself ever getting another job or getting another job that's as good or like that, that is a future that you're imagining that's not worth working for, right? So why would you think about a future that's not worth working for? So the trick is, and the psychology is, how do you then, work on yourself, do the things that you can do for your identity, but also take that concept for how do you find a new job? It's submitting resumes, it's talking to people, it's community, it's all these things that will lead you to that next gig, right? So if that's, if you're doing the things that you need to do to find the next job and you're okay with your identity, I think that's where you'll find the motivation and you'll get rid of the self-doubt. So that is how I would think through it. And again, without knowing your particular situation and different things that we might be able to pull, either on your psychology, how you feel, are you taking care of yourself? Are you stress eating? Like those types of things, kind of like the basics of just feeling and being productive. We could go through each of those areas and find different things for you that might help you, turn the... I'm trying to pull for the metaphor right here, guys. This is a live show, and the coffee is wearing off, I guess. But really to transition you into that next level, that next future that you deserve, that you can actually create, is going to be really good. So I hope that serves you, Brendan. And we'll go on to the next question from Mike, who says, how can I be around more people when I think they're just judging and talking behind my back? And so that's a very specific question. I don't have a lot of context. But it seems the thing that caught my eye is this belief that everyone will talk behind your back. Really, what is that? And to me, it seems like it's a lack of trust that people have your best interest in. And this happens a lot. Sometimes we choose the people that are around us. We choose the people that can help us and push us forward. Or we choose people that are not that. You can't expect other people to be different or to live up to your standards if you're, one, not communicating it, two, you're not holding other people up to it, and holding yourself up to it as a role model. And I'm just kind of working through this right now. But really, the question I have, and this is a very challenging question, so without, again, knowing your contacts or being able to work through this, the question I have for you is, why would you let other people steal your sense of connection with others? Because it's not everyone. It's not everyone that's going to talk behind your back. It's not everyone that's going to be out there to hurt you or that you can't trust. There's just too many people on the planet for that to be statistically possible. So is it you need to find a new group, social group of people you can trust? Is it you need to forgive people so you're not holding on to a lot of this anger for whatever particular reason? Again, I'm pulling at straws here because I don't know what's really going on here, but it's. But here's the thing, right? Here's what you can't control. You can control your belief on other people, about other people, that either they're going to be, good, looking out for you, or they're going to be out there trying to hurt you. So that's a psychological thing, that choice that you can make or try to make. If you're really in it, it can be really tough. But like anything, if it's a habit of trusting people, trust people for small things, and then just judge them on that and not your belief that they're gonna, turn on you. So I hope that was helpful, guys. And Mike, I hope that helped you out a little bit. Again, without that context, I don't know. But if you like this and you'd like your question answered on life, relationships, work, career, well-being, health, that kind of stuff, you can always go to SeanButler.com/ask and submit your question. Have a chance to be coached live here. Well, I can invite you in on Instagram and we can do the double talk, which I'm not sure how this is going to work for YouTube and Facebook, but, we move forward. The road to success and high performance is fits and starts and misses and mistakes and learning and hopefully figuring it out. So thank you for being on that journey with me. And I really enjoy doing these things for you. So I'll see you guys next Friday at 10 for Ask a Coach a Question, where I'll just talk through stuff that you guys submit, or get on for the folks that are brave enough to be on Instagram. I'd love to do that. Looking forward to that at some point. So, all right, guys. See you next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving next week. If you're going to be off social media, just hanging out with your immediate family or whatever. So take care. See you later. Bye-bye.